All right, greetings, dear Taurus. This is Tarot Lumination, and it's your mini generic love and relationship report for May 2019. Thank you very much for being here. Before we get into the cards, I just want to look at some astrodoodles for you guys. So bear with me. Taurus, this is, sort of like your month, okay? May season, Taurus season, up till about the 20th. The exact date would be like the 20th, yeah, okay. So anyway, here we go. This is just information. I just need to know stuff. All month long, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. They are all retrograde. Jupiter in Sagittarius, Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. Okay. May 4th, the Taurus new moon. Yay! That's kind of like your astrological birthday. Starting a whole new year. You've just lived through a whole year. You just came out of your 12th house energy. Okay. Aries type energy. Over here, all month long, Mercury is zooming along Aries through Taurus through Gemini. May 15th in the middle, Venus is moving from Aries to Taurus. Sweet for you. And Mars is moving from Gemini to Cancer. Sweet for you. May 18th, full moon, Taurus sun, opposed by the Scorpio moon. That's not a bad thing. May 21st, the sun moves into Gemini. Shift of energy. All month long, the big heavy energy is to do with the heavy pressure of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn retrograde around 22 degrees. How does that look for you? This is a Tarot Lumination astrodoodle. Yes, I know. I know it should be framed. So there's you, Taurus, right there on the horizon. Congratulations, you made it through a whole other year. You just did all of this. That took a year. And you're just coming out of the 12th house energy. So if you've been experiencing a lot of pain and suffering, deep, almost indistinguishable, undescribable pain and anguish, as you go through the the dumpster of your life, the dumpsters of your world, and finding out anything and discovering and having sensed everything and anything that's not been working, and then revealing it to heal it, and then realizing, okay, well, I did the best I could. I did everything I could for that whole year. Couldn't have done any better. And I'm going to start all over again. I promise. I'll do a better job next time. Okay, thank you very much. So there was a huge stellium of Aries, okay, coming into this time period. And then we have a big stellium of Taurus energy, all working for you. Okay, new starts, new life, new beginning, new moon, May 4th. And there is the Uranus in Taurus. That's radical, okay? It's all about shaking everything up, busting everything apart so that you can be free, so you can have fresh new starts, fresh new beginnings, and awake, become more aware, more awakened than you've ever been before. The thing is that it often implies the breaking of shackles, the cracking open of fossilized attitudes, beliefs, experiences, expressions, postures in life, okay? So please allow for that. The big thing that I was talking about, Pluto, Saturn, and Capricorn, that's up here. That's heavy, serious energy for all of us, but it just happens to be in Capricorn, which is very harmonious for you. So whatever kind of stresses you might be enduring, Taurus, or that you have endured over the last year, and as challenging as this energy is, it's actually working for your benefit, okay? The idea is that it's taking you into bigger, wider horizons with foreign expression, relations, dynamics, journeys, travel, higher consciousness, and the desire to expand and grow in that area, and the pressure and the obligation to do so that you can become more qualified in that area. So it's profoundly transformational what's happening on here in the Capricorn energy, and that will impact you as an individual, which impacts your relationships. So look over here. This is the full moon, May 18th. Sun in Taurus over here, the moon in Scorpio right over there at the very tippy edge, okay? So it's a full opposition. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's an opposition. And you get a lot of chance for a lot of awareness. But the beauty of that, which is why I added a bit of green, is that you get the awareness, okay? Which you would not get from any other alignment or placement. Okay, it's strictly and purely from the Scorpio energy out there. It doesn't mean you're with a Scorpio person. All I'm saying is that that moment in time, okay, May 18th is very significant for you. So please allow for that. Let's get on with it, okay? Cards are already well shuffled in advance. You know that if you've been here before. So please invite your invisible friends, okay? And do the cross-watching for significant others. That can help sometimes. And watch again for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if each one is different. Some people are born that way. One of each, you know, whatever that is. Okay, if you need help there, type in, write in, whatever, and I'll give you a few tips, all right? Also, we're going to use the Tarot Lumination Crucible spread. It's on the understanding that there's you, dear Taurus, you, and a significant other, okay? There's you, a significant other, and you guys own a third entity. It's called the relationship. You'll see in a moment. Singles, you can watch this if you want to, but you have to allow for the laws of attraction and that the universe can act like a mirror. What is it that you are pulsing and radiating? And in turn, what is the universe potentially reflecting and bouncing back to you? Okay, so let's do it that way. You'll see in just a moment. I needed just a few more seconds of shuffle to clear things. I have to feel completely clear and comfortable and ready to go. Okay, in order to serve you properly. Thank you very much for being here, by the way. I love doing this for you. Here we go. Cut it up. Oh my gosh, I did a really kind of weird big cut there. Let's have a look. Bless the cards. Bless every single card. Bless the whole deck. Bless you, Taurus. Bless the whole channel. Bless the internet. Okay. What are you radiating? Think of yourself like a smartphone. What about the other? What about deep inside of you? What about deep inside of the other? And at the core of the relationship itself, there is the crucible. Can you see that? A crucible is a bowl that is designed to withstand intense pressures in a laboratory, which is just what happens in human relationships. So there you go. As we intimate and separate, intimate and separate, intimate and separate. And this is a living, breathing thing. It has life. It has mission and purpose and identity. So what is it? Are you aware, guys, that you own this? Don't worry about the gender. So it lives, it creates energy of its own, and it is surrounded by energy. You, the other, in the relationship, you're surrounded by energy, the healing power of love, the energy of the planets, whatever you want to call it. And let's get started. You have the Death card. So this is a card of transformation, deep, profound transformation. And I also think of it as vibrational energy healing. This is the card that has kind of a ruthless but deeply meaningful intention, which is ultimately for your benefit. I think this relates to the Scorpio energy around the full moon, around May 18th, where it will be apparent what the message is on this reading much more clearly at that time than we can possibly do now, okay? The Death card here it's about the hacking away of, let's say, egoic needs, fossilized attitudes, redundant belief systems, obsolete relationships, understanding situations that are no longer working for you, and systematically, surgically removing them one by one by one. So it can feel like a death in some ways because we hold on so tightly to the things that we already know, no matter how they are, because we're so terrified of the unknown, the fear of the unknown. And Uranus in Taurus kind of like defies all that. Uranus in Taurus is almost forcing you to go into the unknown and to break up the fossilized energies. And Taurus, you can get very, very set in your ways. And so you might feel a great resistance here or a deep fear of the transformation and the changes that are inevitable, okay? So don't be surprised, all right? What are you radiating here over here? Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Ace of Pentacles, my feeling is that you are getting a glimpse of this new start, this new beginning. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. Okay, like an astrological birthday. It's not your exact birthday, but it's like for all Taurians, the Taurus new moon is very symbolic for beginning a whole new year. You're heading into it now. It'll make a little bit more sense to you at the full moon, but it's starting right now. And I think you see that in evidence. You have all the signs and the physical evidence around you that this is actually happening. and that you deserve this and you've worked for this and now it's actually happening for you. And when I see this in a love reading like this, in a relationship reading, then it's measurable evidence. In other words, you could actually put down in words on paper and identify people, places, things, events, circumstances that are actually happening for you, that are good for you and favorable for you, and that represent new life, new beginnings, new openings, new journeys for you to love and be loved more than ever before. But it comes at the hand of transformation, okay? So whatever was is changing, and whatever is coming, but it is new, okay? It's very, very, very new energy, okay? It's pulsing, it's rich, it's vibrant. What are they radiating? Okay, with the Three of Pentacles, wow, it looks like you got a teammate. It looks like you got someone who's on your side who wants to help you, like, grab hold of this. It's almost like to me it feels like, well, wow, I get it. I see what's happening with you, Taurus. I want some of that. If you don't mind, I'd like to piggyback with you. I'd like to get on your coattails because I want to be on the same magic carpet that you are. So I hope you don't mind. And then you kind of come along and go like, well, that would be actually really very nice. I'd like to have someone on my own magic carpet with me because it's going to be weird and wonderful. Thank you so much for offering. Okay, it's only going, I mean, I'm offering out of self-interest, okay? I will admit it because I know I will benefit from this. And I love your company and I think I can help you. And in so doing, I believe that you can help me. You can help me. Let's do this together, okay? If you need help in any way, let me know. And, wow, well, thank you for that. Like, if you need any help, let me know, okay? We'll do this together. I never thought about it, but this is actually a really great idea. Thank you. It's cool. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Whew. All right. Let's see. Deep down inside of you, King of Swords. Okay. My first feelings when I saw this, my very first feelings is that there is going to be a reckoning, some kind of reckoning where we're going to have almost like, think of it, this is going to sound bizarre, like a Knights of the Round Table kind of session where you, Taurus, are going to have to gather all your forces, all your knowledge, all your wisdom, all your intentions, and bring them like under your wings, so to speak. In other words, it's almost like creating a vortex. Like, you know how people, when they evolve and grow, they kind of go into these deep meditative states where they get centered inside of themselves and come into their power. You know, like some of these, I don't know, mythical warrior types, these mythical fighters, where they go through all their training. You've just been through a whole year of life to learn how to be who you are, where you are right now. It might have been very challenging over the last 7 years because of Uranus and Taurus, but now you have everything working in your favor and you're going to grab that opportunity. So it means, I know it doesn't look like that at first glance, but I see this as very much coming in a very, very, very private way, becoming centered in your strength and your power and your magnificence and your individuality, to be like to take full advantage of this, as though you're preparing, not, I don't want to say go to war, but knowing that you're going to be facing deep, ultimately irreversible changes, and that you're going to have to come at it and live through this, and it's going to require you to be extremely strong, maintain your integrity, like one of those science fiction fighter heroes, where you're preparing deep down, you know this is happening. You've probably sensed for a long time that this is happening and would happen, and it is happening now. And now you're getting ready for it. You're prepping yourself. I think you're bringing in your like team angel, guardian angel support, especially here to deal with this. Like, you are guided, you are protected, you are surrounded by guardian angels, and you are in a leadership position, perhaps in ways that you've never known before. I'm talking about you and your life as opposed to like a lovey-dovey relationships thing here. and how this now impacts your relationships, okay? Over here, what are they radiating, okay? High Priestess energy. So my feeling is that they're aware of what's going on, and in some ways it's like they're a facilitator for you. Like this, again, I'm not seeing the magician card or anything like that, but what I'm sensing is that they are very aware of your new starts, your new beginnings, your inevitable changes and shifts and transformations that are inevitably very good for you. And they're seeing that this is good for me too. And that they are going to have to come on board, get on your magic carpet, and get on the ride with you, even though they don't deep down have a clue where this is all going. There's a lot of sense of mystery here, a lot of hidden energy here that will only be revealed when it needs to happen. In other words, like need to know energy. They are coming in with deep trust. It looks to me like they are participating with you in this relationship from a position of deep, deep trust, deep knowing that everything is like divinely ordained, and that there's a lot of psychic, what I would say, or spirituality connected to you guys with each other in the relationship. And they're tuning into that from a deep, deep level. It's almost like in their own way, they're preparing to get on the magic carpet with you, just like you're preparing to go through this epic journey with yourself. And now you have your trusty companion at your side, and your trusty companion who is willing to be there with you is fully aware that you, Taurus, are going deep into the unknown where inevitable shifts are happening. I see it very much like an epic, like science fiction movie where everybody is literally kind of dressed up like this, looking like they're sort of Nordic warriors and things, and they're going off into this new epic journey together in a loving situation, in a loving and romantic way, which is very beautiful for you and very beautiful for them. But it's not, it doesn't look like it's anything to do here with like, when are we going to get a new car, a new house, or when am I going to get pregnant, or when are we going to move to this house? So this looks, to me, I'm looking at this from a very sort of epic point of view, as though we're watching a trailer for a big new Hollywood epic sci-fi movie where you are the star and you're going to be going on this epic transformational journey deep into the unknown, and you're going to have to be all dressed up for the occasion like a science fiction hero. They're doing the same in their own version of it, and they're coming in from a very, very different perspective, but they look to me like they're very on board. They're coming in as though it's divinely ordained, and they don't know what's going to happen. They understand that what they need to know will be revealed to them when they need to know it. Nothing before, nothing after, and they will deal with it at that time, which is a classic theme of what happens in, these kind of storylines. In other words, in a really good storyline, you don't know the ending already. You live through the journey with the heroes. You are the hero of this story. You're beginning a whole new life journey. You've got your trusty companion at your side who's willing to invest the time and energy to be with you there and through all of this. And you go through the journey, and that's it. And every stage, every day, every week, every month, every chapter unfolds as it unfolds. And nobody, the only person who knows in advance what's happening is the actual screenwriter. And that's, whoever you want to call it, whatever, heaven, your maker. Over here, let's look at the relationship itself, okay? Two of Pentacles here. I think what's happening is you're getting a very early warning signs, not a scary warning, but early perceptions about the journey on which you are embarking as you start this epic new thing, this new year, this new birthday season for you. This is really about new starts and new beginnings. I think the Two of Pentacles is right here showing you like, get ready, Taurus, because you're going on an epic journey, and it's going to really take you to the limits of your ability to balance and cope. Because as supportive as this energy is here, it's also very powerful, very extreme, and it's like heavy, heavy, deep ocean currents. So it's very analogous with the imagery on this card about setting out on this epic journey, knowing that it's going to be like, when you're close to land, the waves are like this. When you're out in deep ocean, and I have been there personally, and you're looking at 30, 40-foot waves that take like a minute to come through and across, or even longer, then the wave looks more like this, like, and of course, in those conditions, your balancing act is taken to the extreme. And so to me, this is an indication that please take note, Taurus, that you are going to be taken to the extremes, okay? But this is good for you. It's part of the journey. And your ability, your internal gyroscope is going to be tested. The internal gyroscope of you and the other and the relationship will be tested, and you will prevail. It's almost like you are, I think you're protected literally by guardian angels. So you go fearlessly into this new and transformational journey together, knowing that really you don't actually know where it's going, okay? You could have a tarot reading every day and you still wouldn't know. Thank you, Uranus and Taurus, okay? So we'll do what we can, okay, for now. This is for May, okay? What's happening over here? Whoa. Okay, so we have the Lovers, okay? So I have a feeling that this whole journey is about the discovery of the true meaning of the Lovers card for you, okay? Which could only be discovered in the context of a loving relationship, which takes on the characteristics of being something very epic, okay? It's an epic journey for you. The relationship itself, the love itself is epic. The experience itself is epic that you share with the other and the other shares with you. And it is inevitable, it's irreversible, and it is profoundly transformational. Especially if you take this as a massive 7-year reading. 7 years from now, when you come out of this and the Uranus and Taurus journey is over, it's like you're going to be a completely different person. You might have a body that looks pretty similar to what you have right now, but you will go through so much change and transformation. And a lot of it is going to be to do with this relationship, love and relationship, okay? In other words, if you're dealing with very fossilized, ancient, redundant relationship dynamics that need to be, let's say released, okay? Over time, systematically, one step at a time, so that you are no longer, let's say, shackled by the fear of transformation. You actually learn more and more to embrace change, okay? Which can be very hard for Taurus, okay? I know, I understand, all right? So what happens is you get exposed to what happens in very, very significant, basically in the most significant love relationships that you can have, where it's basically an experience that you chose in this lifetime, okay? You chose to experience in this lifetime before you incarnated. And now it is happening, okay? Where you get to experience the very best of another, and the other gets to experience the very best of you, and vice versa. You get to experience all the challenges of what it's like to be with a significant other, and all the worst of them, and the depths of challenge that comes with being in the relationship with them, and vice versa. They're signing on to be in the same movie with you. They're like your co-star. They're going to live through this with you so that you get to enjoy the experience and learn from the experience. And as a side effect, they get to do the same thing, okay? So, and it couldn't happen without the relationship, okay? This experience, this depth of learning, this would not happen without the relationship. So every moment, every time, every significant transit in the relationship, you can blame that on the astrology. You get wake-up calls like, what am I going to do now? What now? What now? What now? To get to the point where you can continuously stay in a divinely ordained type of relationship dynamic, as opposed to having to crash to earth all the time that anything challenging happens. In other words, when you when you, Taurus, are faced with a very challenging moment or a moderate or very gently challenging moment where transformation is being presented to you, especially in a relationship dynamic here, then you embrace that. You embrace the transformation. And it's almost like you say, you know what? Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I've been waiting for this. I knew about this. And I knew it was inevitable. Bring it on. At my deepest soul levels, I can handle this. I'm a fighter, and I'm fighting well. And I will fight well, and I will prevail. I am this Taurus. Okay? And so you bring this into manifestation by your decisions. Decision number one, first of all, to love thyself. And I think this is very supportive of that journey. And you will understand it. They'll understand this reading more towards the middle and end of the month as you crest to that full moon, and all the broad spectrum descriptions and storylines we're having here will make more sense in the day-to-day mundane aspects of your life with a particular significant other, whoever they may be. Remember, this is not a couple's reading. It's all about you, and this is your co-star over here, all right? All right, I'm going to leave it at that. You can reinterpret however you want. I'm going to squash this all over and give you a little bit of room because we're going to pull an oracle. Yay. It's a very simple little thing. I'm just going to use the Romance Angels deck. I love the deck. And I know some people think it's a little, I don't know, I love it. So I'm going to do it. I'm just going to pull one card, and I'm not going to read from the book. I'm just going to leave it open for you, how you guys want to interpret. And I'm going to give you my own little feel on it, okay? And this is just like a nuance to add a bit of flavor to the end of the reading, like a to-go box at the end of a really nice dinner at an Indian restaurant or something, okay? You get a little bit of treats to take with you, all right? Again, cards are well shuffled in advance. I'm going to cut it all up. Pretend you're just starting the reading again. Remind your invisible friends to get very close, huddle up, and then we're going to do this, all right? This is actually kind of a big deal reading, Taurus, because of the Taurus new moon and Uranus and Taurus starting this whole new journey. It's epic. This is very much like a portal gateway type of reading. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Finances and career. Okay, so like very solid, realistic, tangible stuff. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So, guess what? Here we are with the Ace of Pentacles right here. It's an indication that, yes, let's just get really blunt. Let's come back down to 3D. Forget Tarot Lumination, epic, spacey, sci-fi movie readings. Let's get back down to earth. Money. Have you heard that expression? No finance, no romance. Have you ever heard the other one? No communication, no relation. Things like that. So this is like serious reality checking. It's almost like, okay, great, Tarot Lumination, thank you for all that. Let's get everything back down to earth. I am Taurus. I am the money sign. Excuse me. How does this all translate into language that I actually understand for me? Money, stuff, things, finance, career. Things that are tangible, long-term, stable, and valuable. I need to know. Well, you're going to find out. That's what this is all about. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know how some people diminish the themes of money and love and relationship, like, oh my God, you just married him for his money. Or, oh my God, you married her for her money. Things like that. But it is a very, very important dynamic in relationship. If you've been around the block, you will understand that, especially if you have homes, families, kids, huge obligations, mortgages, car payments, health insurance, college loans, a credit card debt, or even inheritances, or day jobs and careers. All of those things are all measured in what we call money. It's not really money, it's actually currency, but I don't want to get into that right now. So to me, this looks like, okay, well, maybe you can take this whole story like, okay, great, I'm the Taurus. Now let's see, how's this going to work out with us? Obviously, financial issues are a concern over here, and financial issues are a concern in the relationship itself. Two of Pentacles, Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Pentacles. Okay, Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles at the key positions of the whole reading. Okay, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. In other words, it's almost like looking at each other very honestly and openly. How are we actually going to do this? How is the money going to work? Where is the money going to come from? Where's the career? Where's the credentials? How are we going to save? How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to do that? How are we going to manifest this relationship? How are we going to do that? It takes money. We live in a three-dimensional world here. No matter how much spirit energy is out there and all that stuff Tarot Lumination talks about, let's get back down to earth. Okay, I understand what he's talking about with the death card and everything like that. And I am ready and I've got all that. And I thank you very much for being my trusty companion in this epic story. But let's get back to the money. How are we going to do this? Okay? And you can still do that in a fun, loving, romantic way. Okay? I'll leave you guys to figure that out. Bye for now. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy this while it lasts. Okay? Bye-bye, Taurus. See you in June.